MMA and boxing, there's not many guys who can claim to be at that level that you've done it in both sports. Also, you've been part of the movie industry. You've done some cool movies, and you were at MMA and boxing movies, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did Here Comes the Boom with Kevin James. I'll tell you a little story for that, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
And so I'm doing a UFC here at the Mandalay Bay, actually, and this guy wants to take a picture with me. So that happens all the time. It's all right, come on. It's no, one by yourself. Kevin James wants you in the movie Here Comes the Boom. I said, yeah, of course, 'cause my wife and I are big fans of Kevin James. So I get the script, and there's no lines. Well, you know, if you get lines in movies, you get residuals. And I said, man, I got to figure something out. So when it was time for us to do our scene with Kevin James, he pulls me aside. He says, Stitch, we got to have you say something. Well, shit, I thought about this 2 weeks in advance. I said, well, here's what I always tell the fighters. It's welcome to the UFC. Ah, that's great, that's great. So they call me in, and I'm working on them, and, oh, Stitch, I can't believe you're working on me, big fan, boom, boom, boom. And so I go like this, boom, boom, boom. She go, welcome to the UFC. And I walk off, right? He didn't know I was going to slap him like that, right? Yeah. See, he got all red, right? And I walked off, and that's my $1 million line. That stayed in the movie, yeah. Line. Yeah, Here Comes the Boom. All right, yeah. Welcome to the UFC.
That's
so
awesome.
Next time you see it, now you got a story to tell.
Oh, that's cool. How were the Rocky? You did Rocky Balboa and Creed.
Yeah, Balboa. I did Rocky when he fought his last fight. I was in the corner with Mason the Line Dixon. Did Creed 1, Creed 2 with Rocky, and then did Creed 3. So 1, 2, and 3, but 3 with Rocky. And I tell people, seriously, how many guys you know have done 3 movies with Sylvester Stallone? God, I've been blessed. And then 3 movies with Michael B. Jordan, you know. So I'm just a normal guy that's been blessed to get these opportunities, and I've taken them and run.
When during the fight scenes and everything, did you see any like good fighting like that potentially hurt Sylvester during the movies?
Well, you know, when he fought, I think a fight with Dolph Lundgren was when he hurt his chest, right?
Yeah.
But same thing with Michael B. Jordan. You know, he got kind of cracked, you know, in the first Creed movie. But Stallone, yeah, it's a little bit more cautious. He was a coach actually in Creed. Okay. You know, 1 and 2, right? And then on 3, then, yeah, I mean, him and Antonio Tarver did a good job. So, but what a genius, man. What a genius.
Yeah, and how was Antonio Tarver when he crossed over to the acting in that movie?
You know, he did a very good job. I was impressed with him. And so, yeah, I would say it was a pleasure working with, you know, Balboa, but I was on the other side with Mason the Line Dixon. Yeah. Either way, it's good to be part of it.
That's cool. What did you prefer more from, or sorry, I don't want to say prefer, but what are the differences that, like the biggest difference between boxing and MMA for your perspective?
Well, you know, it's a good question. In boxing, of course, they go as much as 12 rounds, but in MMA, the cuts are multiple. Okay. They're a little bit deeper because you got elbows and you got knees and kicks and all that. But I also do bare knuckle fights. That's like a 70% cut ratio. So they always get cut. So, yeah, whenever I go into a fight, I prepare for the worst case scenario, and cuts are what I work on.
What are your thoughts on bare knuckle? Do you love the sport?
I love it. Yeah, Dave Feldman that started the original bare knuckle fighting championship does a great job, man.
Amazing job
for the fighters, for everybody. He's super, and he just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the fans love it.
Do you think they're going to get approved in Nevada? Because they're trying, from my understanding.
I'm sure they will. Yeah. Hey, if the slap boxing got invited into Vegas, why not?
Well, Dana's got his foot in the door with that, so it's a little easier for slap fighting. But I think...
Well, I just saw a picture of Dave and Dana together.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen.
Yeah, that'll be cool. It'll be good for the city to experience.
Well, yeah, but, you know, Dave, I mean, they're having a show in Los Angeles, so they broke that barrier. So if they did it in L.A., California, they're going to do it here.
You've been in a ton of massive fights in Las Vegas, you know, countless. What's the energy like from that compared to this upcoming week? Like, do you feel that energy of the Super Bowl right now?
Yeah, hey, I tell you what, man, come Monday, we're all going to be drained, you know, just with the energy, right? Yeah. You know, it's nonstop. I mean, I just finished the weigh-ins. Came here, I have like 6-7 interviews back to back, and I get home at about 4:30. I have an interview at 5, have one at 6 on Zoom, and then I have another one at 8. So could be worse, bro. You know, I could be at home saying, "Dang, I wish I was there." You know, well, I am here.
Yeah, you are here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does your favorite? What is your favorite top 3 fights that you've worked?
Wow, just we
Hard to say.
we're gonna have to reschedule this, and I got stories like nobody. You know, I mean, nobody's working as many fighters as me.
No.
Nobody has as many stories. Like I was telling you, nobody has as many stories as me with so many great fighters. So it's like I like you better than him. I can't do that.
So,
you know?
Story top of your head, one awesome one.
Well, my last one with Vladimir Klitschko, I always bring that one up because I was with Vladimir for 8 years.
Wembley?
At Wembley Stadium, fighting Anthony Joshua, right? And I didn't see Vladimir and Vitaly till Friday. Normally I get there earlier, but my daughter Carla, that's doing my social media here, she got married in Crete on Wednesday, the island of Crete. So from there I flew to London, and I didn't get there till Thursday night, but Vladimir and Vitaly were staying in a house. So I saw them at the weigh-ins. And I sit there and I talk to Vladimir and Vitaly, and finally at the end I say, you know, don't worry about nothing. I'll take care of you like you're my son. And I leave, because I know the night before they can't sleep. I know it's nervous, so here I am. I'm putting the final Vaseline on him, bro, like this. He looks at me and says, you could call me son. Oh my God, that just kind of freaked me out, and it's a memory I'll keep forever. And last time I saw him was like 3 months later in Germany. I haven't seen him since, because he's fighting Russia, him and Vitaly, right? But I said, Vladimir, that moment, why? He said, Stitch, there's very few people I trust in my life. You were one of them.
Wow.
What's that tell you? How can you not say? And then after the fight, it was such an epic fight that the fans, like the Rocky movies, Klitschko, you know, Joshua.
And
that was
awesome.
awesome.
That was the first big heavyweight fight in terms of like because that was HBO and Showtime.
Yeah.
So they did the broadcast together. That was the first one in who knows how many years. In terms from like the broad level of fan interest.
Yeah.
That environment must have been crazy.
It was insane, man. And you know, I did an interview earlier, but walking out, you know, you're talking about the guys. You get nervous? No, not nervous anymore. The excitement.
Yeah.
But it was so loud. The energy level was so loud that it sounded like this. Bzzz. And I'm walking out, and I got my stuff, and I'm thinking, wow, this is phenomenal.
That like put the heavyweight boxing scene back on the map. And what are your thoughts on the scene right now with? What do you think of Fury's cut, actually?
Yeah, I've answered that once or twice. Yeah, people, and I'm still answering them. Yeah, it was the kind of cut that should be stopped, no doubt about it. You know, why let him go out there? But let's say in the event that say, okay, we're in Saudi Arabia, the rules and regulations are a little bit slimmer. Yeah. I'm going to let the fight continue. Well, it's important for him to have a good cut, man, because that cut, even though it's here, it's not in a bad area because the blood will go to the side of the eye. But yeah, they got to do a lot of preventive maintenance on him and have a good cut, man. When he fights again, I think it's May the 18th.
May 18th now in Saudi Arabia. And upcoming fights that you have.
Top Rank, of course, this tomorrow. Yeah. Back to New York with Top Rank. I'm working with the Native American chief that's doing a senior circuit on the 23rd here in February. They call it the senior circuit. But nonetheless, he's a Native American chief from North Dakota, and you know, we're friends, so I'll be working his fight, and I'm booked like till May.
Oh.
You know, it's been a blessing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to future stories with you.
Yeah, I got him, man.